Hello, good evening, and welcome to the LFC Daytrippers. I'm Gav, that's Emma, Keith, Shawnee, the usual. Sunday night, Liverpool 3, West Ham United 1 at Anfield, and we're going to have a look back at it and forward the stuff coming for Liverpool as well. If you haven't already, check out the lads who've done the post-match show directly after the game. Another great show, and it is there to watch or to listen to wherever you get your podcasts. Everyone's very welcome. You're in the chat. Throw as much as you can in there. I'll read out as much as I can. I'll put as much up on the screen. Emma, I'm going to come to you first. Another win. We just keep winning games 3-1. That's the thing now. We just like 3-1. Everyone just settled on 3-1. But another win and a big one with what went on around the league this weekend. Puts Liverpool up into second on their own.
Yeah, and against a tough team as well. West Ham weren't doing too bad. But it's 3-1, and in previous years we looked like we might kind of sit back and be happy with 3-1, but we just seem to be wanting to score more and more. It always ends up as being 3-1, but we're still pushing for more goals. But this was I was probably more worried about West Ham than I was about either Chelsea or Newcastle, if I'm being perfectly honest. We've had some bad results against them in previous years as well. They beat us, was it last year or the year before, at their place, 3-2. They always, to me, they always seem to be a bogey-ish team for us.
They're not at all, but they feel like
but they feel like it. But yeah, no, it was a good win, and it was great not to go a goal behind for once.
Yeah, Keith, Kev wants to know what your new top. I reckon it was from the Jamaican bobsleigh team. You were saying it's not a jersey either.
No, it's just an Adidas top, just an old Rasta Adidas gear. You know what I mean? Right. Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Are you still on the reggae buzz? Yeah.
Oh, I love reggae. Yeah. Alan Lawson has me on John Holt, strung out on him. He's added to the collection of reggae greats now. Yeah. So yeah, he's part of the furniture here. I love reggae, love all music, but I do love a bit of reggae.
He's putting Levi root sauce on his cornflakes and all in the morning.
Yeah, that's it. Going to Turkey for a hair transplant and going all out.
You come back looking like Frank Rijkaard. Come here, you told me last week, you promised me last week you'd send me a deadly playlist, and you never did.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you.
Send it to me,
great.
Now,
yeah, it's great.
Well, you keep saying it's great, but you won't fucking give it to me.
Great. You have to like alternative music and a bit of indie and a bit of new wave.
Yeah, go on. You know me, I'll either go, yeah, that's great, or fuck off, annoy me, Keith. Yeah. You know, that's how I work.
This is crazy, because you'll say fuck off, annoy me, and you're begging me for this playlist.
I know,
I'm giving it to you as a gift, right?
Yeah, give us a 10, and then if it's brutal, I can just abuse you all week over it. And
not brutal, it's great.
Yeah, but it'll make our week, me and you'll get on, it'll give us a chance to bond. Right, Shawnee, sorry, Keith, I didn't even ask you about the football, and the reason being is because you didn't send me the playlist. I'll be back to you in a minute. Shawnee, overall, it's a good win. Were you worried over this one coming in? I know Liverpool are in great form. A good win away during the week in Europe where we mixed it up a little bit. But I was saying to you before we come on, this one worried me just a little bit because of their win away at Brighton, where they didn't want the ball, no interest. Really solid defensively, made blocks, keeper made saves, but when they attacked, they looked to hold people with Bowen, Antonio, Paqueta and others. Were you worried coming into this one at all?
I was until Antonio started running his trap. He just, it's like when they spray the cream on the folk, or they set the custard cream up for themselves.
Yeah.
The custard pie up for themselves before the game even kicked off. It's not that we're a different animal this year. I don't see low block as a real issue anymore with the type of midfielders that we've had. And I was thinking if they set up and try to do that, we'll beat them. And I think on a whole, that's kind of how it worked out. Don't get me wrong, they're a good side. They've had a decent start. They've had some decent results. But like from my point of view, I feel like, and I maybe grand is a delusion, but I feel Liverpool should be winning every game at home, regardless of who's coming. There's tough games, there's easier games, but I just feel any team that's from 7 or 8 down coming to Anfield, we should be dispatching. And I think we seem to be making a habit of this, winning. And again, like, I'm staying off social media now during the games.
Good move.
But it's like when you go back and you're reading, because the way Twitter is now, or whatever you want to call it, sometimes it's not chronological, and you're reading fellas' tweets from half an hour after the game starts, and they're having absolute showy hemorrhages, and then it's like they're badly aged tweets in an hour's time. Like people saying Liverpool didn't start well or not. They just came bleeding, huffing and puffing. I don't think we ever really look. Alisson makes a fucking brilliant save, yeah, but I don't. Even when I went to 1-1, I didn't see Liverpool being really uncomfortable at stages in the game. I don't know whether I was watching my own game, but I just felt like that. It's like, I know the Europa League
Is that a newfound confidence in them, Shawnee? Because if you go back 6 months, a year, they go 1-1 and you're bricking yourself. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know, but it's mad. It's just, this is like, we've watched Klopp and Liverpool and some of the players in this squad win everything, but this feels completely different. Like, this is, I don't know what it is. It's different to any Liverpool side I've seen in my life. Not for better or for worse. It's just, you have, there's more mavericks in midfield now with moments in them where you feel like we don't really have to be playing well. Like, we're gonna be rattling off names, I'm sure, later, like throughout the pod, but it's mad. And then I seen people getting on Alexis McAllister's back again. I'm like, yeah, hold on, he's not pulling up trees in terms of output, but he's been quietly effective in nearly every game he's played. People are mad. I think the only thing, City have won all their games, so it's glossed over an absolutely astounding start to the season by Liverpool to tap the points out. In fairness, Chelsea look absolutely fucking shit mints at the moment, so it does look like it looks like it could be 2 points drop there, but context is everything. 16 points from 18 is a hell of a start, and it's a serious platform for us carrying on. And again, it's one of them things. The Premier League now is like, every week you're looking and go, well, that's a difficult game. That's a difficult game. The next 2 games are going to set us up for the season, I feel. I think they're huge. I think they're absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's the arm. I'm going to talk about them in a minute, because when we won this one today, I kind of looked and went, okay, there's a block of games coming here, there's another fucking international break, but there's the next few league games really do show where we are, in my opinion. Keith, getting into it though, McAllister plays, Jones, Szoboszlai in there with him. He goes with Nunez, Diaz, Salah, and Nunez and Diaz hold their place during the week, which was a little bit of a surprise for me, to be honest with you. And at the back, he sticks with Gomez because of the issue with Trent, who should be okay, I think, for next week. But when we're coming into this, Keith, it's the first Thursday, Sunday turnaround. But I kind of get the feeling that this might suit us. I kind of get this feeling, Keith, and I'll tell you why. When I watched on Thursday, how we really changed it with Doak and different players, right? And the minutes he gave them, and then he brings Salah on, didn't really need to, brings them on. Do you know what I mean? Brings players on during the week as if to say, right, get out there and get 20 into you, or 15 into you, and we'll go again on Sunday. I think they might enjoy this, Keith. And I know people hate Thursday, Sunday, but if they approach us in the right way, they could be absolutely flying off the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good springboard for them. You can put players in, and we're at a stage where we don't have to play, no disrespect to some of the kids we've had before, but when you're changing your team, you're not putting in lads that are you're looking at it and you think they're way off and probably never going to make it. You're looking at younger players and a mix of older players who are just out of the team. They can really get good minutes into all these lads if they play their cards right. I think they'll go stronger in the Europa League for the first few games, try and get the points on the board, and then look to maybe you might see the likes of Bobby Clark getting a run out at that stage. But for the Thursday, Sundays, yeah, they have the bodies there and they're coming back, and the team is looking stronger. We looked at that team now. You said you were surprised to see Nunez and Diaz playing, was it? I thought that was a model. I think that front line at the moment is the one that I'd be looking to start in most games. At the moment, that can change. Things change all the time. Someone can go on a hot run of form. But you're looking at the team there. Curtis Jones is quietly getting back to his end of season form from last season. I think I agree with Shawnee. I think McAllister's coming in for a little bit of stick, but I think it's a bit unfair, and that'll be just me being a McAllister fanboy. But he's playing a new position, like in the sense that he is the holder, the sitter, the deepest playmaker in that team. I think he's doing well. He's giving the ball away a bit, but he's also punching holes in them, which is what you'd expect from a player with his ability sitting back there. The goal by Darwin is an example of what he brings to the team. But we'll come on to the other fella, like Szoboszlai, the impact he's made. My Jesus, it's absolutely astounding what he's doing in the team. But then you see Gravenberch come on, you see Endo come on. I know Endo's coming in for a lot of stick as well, but I enjoy seeing a player with that experience coming in at the end of a game and just going in there and calming things down maybe and being an experienced head. I think we're looking like we've got the bodies now to make a good run at the Europa and the league. So without sacrificing, obviously we don't want to sacrifice league points by going strong in the Europa, but we seem to have a nice balance at the moment of players where we can bring in younger lads on a Thursday, mixing them in with experienced lads, and then having the other boys back. It's shaping up really nice at the moment, Gav, the way the season is going. I know it's early. Shawnee touched on it there. And it's been an incredible start to the season by Liverpool. It's gone under the radar because Man City have won all their games, but they couldn't have really had much of an easier start. You know what I mean? They done what they had to do. They were
Someone said earlier there they've beaten the 3 teams they've beaten are currently in the bottom 3.
Yeah, and that's you beat who's in front, and that's the thing. You win 6 out of 6 or whatever it is. They are 5. What's it, 5 or 6? 6 out of 6. They've done well, blah blah. But Liverpool have gone. I know the Chelsea points looks like it's probably dropped points at this stage,
really,
but
it's opening day of the season.
It's always and it's always a difficult place. It doesn't matter what their form is like. Liverpool, Chelsea, it's never a bleeding. We never go there and give them a licking. So, context is everything. The start of the season when players were leaving and we didn't know who was coming in. Our first game, get out of there with a point. We didn't play well. You take it, we move on. But apart from that, we've been flawless. Again, you go behind in a game or you concede an equaliser in a game. And I know what Emmett was saying, they seem like a bogey team for us and they are in good form and they are a good team. David Moyes, traditionally, is a bit of a dog that he can make things difficult for you. But I'm at this stage now where I don't get the impression, or I don't get the shit hemorrhage that we used to get, as you said, last season when we concede. When you think, oh no, the arse is going to fall out of this. I genuinely think Liverpool are in a place now where they concede a goal, and look, it won't go on forever. I know we didn't concede first today, but we did give up a couple of golden chances to them. You won't get away with that forever. But at the moment, it doesn't bother Liverpool. They'll take that little slug in the gut at the start of the game and they'll just move on and power through. And having the attacking creative players that we have now makes a huge difference in that. Low blocks. Go for the low block. We'll just try and punch holes in other ways to get to you. And I think today was a prime example.
I think the lads in midfield are crucial to that. Tom Boland, I've left that comment up there. He says, excuse me, he says, well done to the European ladies today retaining the Solheim Cup. Some finished by Saganda. Yeah, listen, quick mention on that golf. It's brilliant. And any amateur golfer out there, stop watching the men playing golf. Watch women. You learn way more off them than men's golf. There's a little tip for you. But this girl hit a shot into 70 in today, par 3. And it's up there with the best shot I've ever seen under that pressure in Solheim or Ryder Cup history. It was that good. Emma, before we get into the game, right? We're touching there on McAllister, Endo, different things like that. Have people got a view of what these lads should be doing, as opposed to what they're actually being asked to do? Because look, most people thought we're going to go into a season, we're going to have, say, a Fabinho with McAllister and Szoboszlai, right? Or some 6 in there with McAllister and Szoboszlai. And it hasn't happened yet, I don't think. Have we seen Endo, Szoboszlai, McAllister in the midfield? No. Maybe away at Newcastle?
Away at Newcastle, but it was...
With 10
it was Koibach after 20 minutes.
Yeah. So we've seen that very, very fleetingly, right? And McAllister is that deeper one, but this feels like a different way of playing. And Endo seems to me like people just expect him to go in there and go on like Fabinho did. 2 lads working really hard and he's kind of sitting there. But I don't even think he's doing that when he comes in. Do we have to get our heads around that this midfield is playing slightly different to the way it used to? Even with the personalities that have come in where you'd expect one to be an absolute 8 and one to be an absolute 6 and they should play together each week, because I'm seeing different things from Endo and McAllister. They're being asked to do different things, one in a different position than we expected and one in a position we expect them to be in Endo.
I don't think we do. There are people that don't like change. They do expect somebody to come in and be exactly like Fabinho, but they're different they're different types of players. Like you look at so Endo is really the only kind of 6 that we signed. So is that the way he's going to play? Like we saw McAllister with Trent cheating into midfield with him as well. So that might kind of give him a bit of a hand if he's going to be playing there. I don't know whether I want him to be playing there. But I don't know what people are expecting. It's a brand new midfield. Like you can't understate that. Like so, we didn't change one player. We've changed literally the whole of midfield. And I think we seem to be playing slightly different. McAllister is a great player. He's had one bad game, I think, and he was literally running on fumes last week after arriving back from Argentina. So I think some people online, and Shawnee's right. Today I didn't get to see the game. I got to listen to it on the radio. And I think your man took a break from commentating on the snooker because there was zero enthusiasm in his voice. I was wearing earphones while the missus and his sister-in-law were in the car. I actually missed the first goal, believe it or not, because there was no noise of the crowd. He didn't get over it. Yeah. And it was like, oh, West Ham come close to equalising. I was like, what? But where was I going there? So yeah, if there's people online that want to have somebody to blame, like I'm in a WhatsApp group, and when West Ham equalised, one person was like, "What the fuck is Van Dijk doing?" And then someone else is saying, "What the fuck is going on?" Everybody blames somebody. It's like everybody has to have somebody to blame. So today was actually refreshing that I didn't have a Telegram group or I didn't have a WhatsApp group while the match was going on. So I think Shawnee that's the way forward. Get rid of social media.
I don't know how he's looking
while you're watching the match, because it does. You miss so many things. But I think the midfield is a brand new midfield. You look at the players that he's brought in; they don't seem to be too similar to what we have, and that's good because you change up. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't have to bring in like for like. Genie was another one that kind of got criticism. He's probably one of our best midfielders of the Klopp era. But because he's not bursting runs and hitting goals from 25 yards, he's not high on a FIFA score, all of a sudden he's not a good player. But now I'm happy enough with the way it is. I prefer to see McAllister moving a slight bit further forward, if I'm being honest. And maybe it's an Endo Trent or a Gravenberch Trent, or you saw Szoboszlai kind of go in there last week when
it's rotating an awful lot. I think that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they can all do a little bit of it.
Yeah,
I just think that they're all sort of operating as box to box. I don't think anyone has the license to say, well, I'm not going to make that 5-10 yard dash because I'm supposed to be more advanced.
Yeah.
What the difference is, we went from the functional midfield to the Thiago, the controller, and one other. But now we've lads like who have all the tools. Like Szoboszlai, I didn't see it with Szoboszlai because I didn't watch a lot of Leipzig. And it's not like, from what we read about Szoboszlai, he's 8'10", or he can play out wide.
Yeah.
The fella looks like a fucking capable 6 to me. Yeah. He's getting around and he's winning ball in around half. They're all walking. Every one of them are walking in a way. I think a definition of a true 6 or a true 8 is kind of out the window with this team, because you see the impact that Elliott's coming off the bench. And that's like, and Keith said as well, Curtis Jones playing the win. Like, this time last year, we were having conversations around, well, I'm not going to fucking paint everyone with the same brush because people rated them as midfielders. I put my hand up going, look, lads, good talents, but I don't see what they give you in the midfield. And I'm putting my hand up now and saying, I'm completely wrong. Because I didn't see them as 8s, didn't see them really as 10s. I saw them as kind of creative players who can play off wide and can probably do a job. But they've been fucking everywhere. Like, I watched the last 20 minutes of the match on my phone, and I seen Curtis Jones bursting a goal, tackling it up there, full back in their corner, and I was thinking, oh, fucking well done, Mo. And then I was like, no, fucking hell, that was Curtis Jones. So I think, like, this is all on Klopp for me in a positive way, where I think you need to fuck your idea of a 2 8s and a 6 off with this Liverpool team, or even a box midfield, because we've seen it have to change up with Trent not being in the team. These lads are obviously being asked to do job to the full. We're all within their capabilities. it doesn't feel like Klopp is asking to do any of them something that they can't do. When that wasn't the case last year. You know what I mean? We were square pegs and round holes. And I was worried about not going into the season with a 6. I guess the next 2 games will be a big test for this setup in the midfield. But we've ran every game from the midfield.
Yeah.
From the start of the season. Some games with 10 men. 2 games with 10 men. And we are running games from midfield. So you need to kind of let go of the idea of what people are telling you and what the actual reality is. Like, it's horses for courses here. There's so many different fucking ways this Liverpool team can beat you now. Like, we've 2 sets of forwards that are completely different to the one in front. Like, this Liverpool team is a Swiss Army knife again. And you have players like Szoboszlai, who was just... I don't know, boys. I thought it's... I didn't foresee him. I didn't foresee him having the impact he's had in the way he's had it. In terms of being...
He's had it.
Nobody saw the graft. Nobody saw the graft.
He's 22 and he's strutting around the gaff like he's fucking prime Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Like,
my favourite bit about him...
Pull your mat out of the crowd and go home, and you'd be waiting there with a bleeding.
Rick Ruin call her out onto the pitch and wear the face off.
Jesus Christ. Marcus Barnes says, super chat, he says, Shani, I saw your tweet last week about rewatching The Wire. He's just finished it himself, one of the greatest TV shows ever.
Yeah,
Omar is a legend.
Listen, Omar is a legend.
Depends what day you catch me. The Wire or The Sopranos. It's one or the other.
Omar is a legend.
Omar
Little is probably the greatest character in anything ever.
Up there with Ollie Walnuts, so you know what I mean? Both shows have their leading heroes.
I'm not saying The Wire is the best, but I think Omar might be the best character of them all. My favourite bit of Szoboszlai was away at LASK during the week, and they're pressing and they're doing this, and he just gets it. He's about 30 yards inside his own half. He gets it on the kind of inside right, and they're pressing him, and he just goes, fuck this. And he just takes a touch, shifts it by one fella, and just goes on this run right through the middle of midfield, as if to say, if you want to press me, I'm just going to run all over you. And he goes about 40 yards with it, and just knocks her over to the left winger. And you could see the opposition team going, well, if we do that again now, he's going to absolutely hurt us. And they just fell off, as if to say, you can't go near him because he just run over the top of you.
The beauty with Szoboszlai, before we move off him, is I listen to a lot of the German experts because I loved the Bundesliga, and you listen to them, and the worry they had, and the Anfield Rap done a lot of interviews with some of the lads, and the worry they all had was they don't know if he's defensively good enough to play in a Klopp team. And I have to say, he's absolutely smashed that out the bleeding park, because the work rate he's putting in, the defensive work he's putting in, he's everywhere. He's absolutely all over the pitch. I think he's been absolutely exceptional. Even today, he's doing it. He's grafting.
But if you look away at Newcastle, take Newcastle away and Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth at home, we go down to 10. And he decides, right, I'm just going to get the ball and I'm just going to keep moving up this pitch all the time. And I'm just going to make them run and chase me. And then against Newcastle, he's having an okay game. We go down to 10, he gets stuck in, and then he just decides, no, fuck this. I'll drop deepest, and I won't let them come near us. I'll protect every inch of this pitch for us, and then I'll play as well while I'm at it. It's a sensational start to his Liverpool career. There's no doubt about it. And I think the fact that I think he's all right in all his what he's saying. They're not being pigeonholed into 6s and 8s. And that's what I think people need to get their head around. This looks to me like there's 3 going out there. And if one of them has to be deepest at one stage, whether that's in an attacking sense or defensive sense, that's your job, right? If he goes out there, you're coming in here. If he moves over there, and you all just keep rotating, and whatever situation throws itself up in the game, whether we're on the attack or defending, you just have to look and go, oh, I'm the 6 now, or I'm the deepest, or I'm the left, or I'm the right. And they're rotating all the time, because we bang on about Jones, McAllister, Szoboszlai, their ability to hold the ball under pressure. Right, and that's huge if you're rotating around like that. And also the legs they have to get in all the time and walk with each other. I think it's been really, really good. But Szoboszlai has added such a dimension. Keith,
I don't think we've even kind of hit top gear yet either.
Every time I go to ask this question, I want you to jump in and go, "Yeah, hold on a minute." No,
Sorry.
go on. You just go on. Give me a shout when you're already.
I know.
Right,
just-
Give us a bit of creative license to wax lyrical about the bollocks.
Creative license.
Bleeding Kim Jong Un over there, bleeding.
I don't think
All
we-
I'm doing is wipe my face.
off.
My nose is running down my face here. Come on, go on, Emma.
I just don't think we haven't
Should be a little
looked
dope, yeah.
like we've got out of third gear. It's gonna, and I'm not saying it's not been easy, but we've been. Do you know what? Last season when we conceded a goal, we panicked because the players seemed to panic. But there seems to be not going to say an aura and getting all whatever, but they just seem to they've relaxed. They're not panicking, and they think they're going to get back into the game, and that in turn means that we feel like they're going to get back into the game. There's no panic stations when we concede. Whereas last season when we conceded a goal, we looked like we were going to concede another 2 nearly straight after. It's just a case of take it on the chin. Like, I know we didn't concede first today, well, only for an Alisson wonder save. I think he's actually in the air going the wrong direction when the ball is actually headed. To get back across is unbelievable. But again, even if that went in, nobody would panic. You just feel like we're always going to get back into the game. Look, like Keith said earlier on, that may not last, but not conceding first, obviously, today was massive, I think. But even Klopp seems to have, there's something rejuvenated about Klopp. I don't know whether you saw him doing the fist pump into the cop, but he actually, instead of walking towards it, he literally skipped. It was like he was 20 years younger than he is, light on his feet and giving the 3 pumps. It just there's a different feel about the place for me.
Yeah,
at the moment.
I agree totally.
There's a couple of people in the chat going on about ads coming on during the stream, and I have no idea what's going on.
Max said that about the post show as well.
Right, I have no idea what's going on there. And to be honest with you, I'll let you in on a secret. YouTube are a fucking nightmare, right? And that's putting end to all our possibility of earning money on this show by saying that. But I don't really care anymore. They are a nightmare. I'll go in and check the settings now, but we haven't picked anything different to what we usually do. Yeah. Yes, we put ads in afterwards at certain slots at the average is every 2 minutes. I think we do every 8 minutes. But I'll go and check it now because we have.
YouTube are obviously taking it upon themselves to just throw ads on mid
anything different.
stream.
Like, honestly, I'm like a computer.
I'll put an end to that because I know the keywords to get the monetization off. So just give me a few minutes.
No worries, Shani. Get your list out there and you can read them out at half time.
I'm just going to be sitting there taking them all like all their names.
I'd say one of them is definitely Yama. I'd say if you said that on the show, you're definitely getting done for it. But I don't know what's going on there. I'll double check because we haven't changed any settings. Because when I'm setting up these shows, it's like literally I'm on, autopilot, just bang, 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 everything's done. But I will check it out now. Emma mentioned the save, Keith. We don't start the quickest. It's one of those kind of games, but they get a chance to check with the header, and we go on about this fella every week. But fuck me, what a save! Like he's going the wrong way. He's going across his goal. Souček does everything you should do with that header. Yeah. Puts as much power as he can down into the corner. Come and kind of back where it came from, if you know what I mean. And how he gets down, and it's not even like he's down and it's a foot off the ground. It's on the floor when he gets it. Yeah. It's a joke. He's an absolute joke. He's the best goalkeeper Liverpool have ever had, and I will not have an argument against it.
Without a doubt, he's the best keeper in the world, and by far for me. And I agree, he's the best Liverpool have had. That save today, I genuinely think is one of the best saves he's ever made because he does get down and gets a strong hand. And you look at Souček, I'm looking back at it, and there's no one near him, and you're like, that's a free header. You should be scoring that. And then you look at it, and you're like, right, he's at that bullet in that header down into the corner. Like, there's not, you can't do more than that. Or you could put it in the top corner, if you want to be smart and say, well, don't put it down there because he was able to save it. But he done what you had to do, and it's a brilliant save, and it's a strong hand as well. And you run out of superlatives, but it's another string in the bow to this team now that do have a bit of verve about them, and he has a bit of verve about him because every single game he's making crucial saves. He always does, but he's making. Against Villa, he has the one where Matty Cash has a header, isn't it? And he just pushes it out off the line. Every single game, he's making key saves. And to have him behind there, what we're seeing at Liverpool now is you're seeing a defence that are a little bit more confident than they were. A midfield that's far more confident, that's helping the defence out, and then you've got Alisson behind that. You've got confidence all over the team, and he breeds it from Alisson. Not that he ever didn't give you that confidence, but you know when you're constantly getting peppered, to be a goalkeeper that's only called on once or twice in a game, and to be able to make them saves is the hardest thing for a goalkeeper, in my opinion. To have that sort of concentration levels, it's what killed the likes of Simon Mignolet. Great shot stopper facing 15 shots a game at Sunderland, and then you go to Liverpool and you're not doing that, and then you get bleeding pinged off every single time. For him to be able to do it, he's absolutely sensational. And he was our player of the year last year. He's one of the best players this year, even though he's not as worked this year. But
The save from Almiron a couple of weeks ago.
The one from Almiron's the best save of the season.
Player of their life he is.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
But he's not only making these saves, he's also getting the ball safe as well. So it's not like he's making them and it's spilling in front of it forward. The one today went out, the one Shawnee said at the time as well from Almiron, he saves it, gets onto the ground, gets up and palms it free. The cash one went free.
There's no holes in his game.
He's getting it out of the danger area as well.
Yeah, I'm actually sick of him as well.
So am I.
That ball it's a joke. Imagine me and Alisson.
He's a prick, he is, isn't he?
But it takes him ages to leave the gaff. I just stand in the nip looking at
doesn't he gets up and he just like that. He just gets up and he just looks like that and walks out.
What are you doing, Ali? You'll be down in a minute. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing another helicopter.
In the ambience here.
Just looking at myself. There's that getting up an hour early just to look at himself. Ads have been disabled. We have turned off the ads, so you should be absolutely fine now.
Mike should be shot with their own balls of shite if he doesn't have an all-black kit every year. Every single year they want to see him in an all-black.
I wouldn't mind all-black with a little bit of gold piping somewhere.
Well, that black and gold was lovely a few years ago.
My favourite thing about that today, the save is amazing, but his reaction. Because sometimes he get up and he clap his hands and go, come on, boys. He gets up and he fucking takes someone out. He's like, here you, don't be doing it, because I'll go over and I'll dig the head off you. And I think we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago where, you know, this leadership group and stuff like that. And I think you're really starting to see players that would have been part of that but maybe felt like they're on the fringes really coming to the fore on it. You know, a lot of people are surprised Alisson didn't end up as assistant manager, or assistant captain. Assistant captain. Well, if he writes a book, surely they'll blame him on the whole fucking thing, won't he?
That's it. Just not write a book.
But they thought he was going to be, you know, in the role Trent's in, but he didn't. But you can see there with that save, he's up and he's like, no, I'm not having this. You know what I mean? I'm just not having it. Whereas I think a little while back he would have been like, right, come on, and clapping the hands and pointing, but he really has a go at someone, and I'm all for that. I'm absolutely all for that.
To be honest with you boys, I think much is made of the whole captaincy thing. It's a bit of material, but like you bet your bollocks that whenever Alisson speaks, they're listening, because he would command that authority based on his quality. Let alone, it's just players will automatically respect somebody with that quality. You know, no holes in the game and all the credit in the bank. Who's won everything. You know what I mean? So
example,
it's kind of like if he speaks, I'm listening, sort of thing. And you see what's going on, like at other clubs at the moment, they're void of that. You know, whereas Liverpool seem to have that all over the park again. You seen Robbo last week, fucking taking it by the reins and going and getting the goal to put us ahead. This Liverpool team been shit on from all different heights, from media or whoever else or what was going on. It didn't seem like it was going away, but like you can't forget that the core of that team, the spine of that team have won absolutely everything. You don't forget that overnight. We're even seeing a different Virgil van Dijk now. Like, we're seeing different parts of his game that you didn't really see before because he didn't have to. And when he was relying on them, it was kind of letting them down. But we're even seeing the better side of him. So, like, it can't be understated. But, like, I'm telling you now, you can lose we could sell Mo in the summer. All right? You could buy a fella who might score 10 to 15 goals. You are not getting close to anybody who's got the ability that Alisson has.
I don't think you're getting within.
I'd imagine, I'd say he's 3 or 4 times better Now, this is completely hypothetical and something you can't really measure, but just in my opinion, he's 3 or 4 times better than the second best goalkeeper in the world. And you can argue about who
Who
he
even
is.
Who even
He's
is it? You know
fucking
what I mean?
he's echelons in front of the rest. He's
I think he
fucking
is.
unbelievable.
I genuinely think he is. Passio says, listen, if Ali says you're getting baptized, you're getting baptized.
Yeah.
Which I love.
100%.
But Keith, I'll come to you because I'm going to talk to you about the penalty and I'm going to talk to Emmet about the West Ham goal. But we are nerves going when Salah was on the penalty.
Yeah, I can't stand them on penalties. And
Mine
it's a
was.
good penalty, you know.
It's a
But
good
well, it's
move.
not even a good penalty. It's a great move.
not a
Yeah,
good
it's a very
penalty.
good.
It's a shite penalty.
Keith,
It's a shite penalty.
there's so much
It's a
gambling he
shite
does in
penalty,
this.
but it's
It's
power.
not.
And if the
It's-
keeper hits
it's-
a hand, he's not
it's
keeping
one of the-
it. I don't know.
It's one of them penalties that if it's saved, the commentator has just gone perfect height for the keeper. It
But
was
you
a
know-
shite penalty.
It is
But the
that,
thing
Keith.
is, it's when he takes them penalties, he tends to score them. It's when he tries to veer away from them and he tries to place them that he fucking misses. Do you know what I mean? So I can't stand him on penalties because of that. Because of, and I know Sean, you said this a million times, the left-footed penalty takers, you can't trust them to save your fucking life. But the move for it is very good.
Apart from Signori.
Apart from Beppe, you like that, the little one
Signori,
step,
2
the little
steps
one
left
step
foot.
with
No
douche.
messing.
Because even Messi's missed a lot of penalties, you know what I mean? And Messi's the best to ever do it. But yeah, it was a good move. The commentary I was watching was blatant deplorable today, but they were sort of digging Darwin out, like whether he meant to knock it off or not. Who gives a shit? Mo took her up, skipped past the most Stonewall penalty you'll ever see. Not even a need to be going to VAR for this, and bang, smashes it in. Like I said, it's not a good penalty in the sense that it's not aesthetically pleasing. But when you blast them, the toe bogger, they tend to go in. And I just don't want to see him on penalties. I think we have a lot of good penalty takers today. And a side thing, I enjoyed that Trent wasn't there and we got a few free kicks on the edge of the box or close. And I'm like, Szoboszlai's going to rattle a knuckleball into the top corner, smash them all into the wall. Fucking let down.
Right.
Sure, you get rid.
Mike
Get rid, sell 'em.
McCartan says, turn the ads back on, Gav. I missed the phone number on one of them. So I'll see what I can do for you, Mike.
Everyone's in great form,
They're
innit?
flying the air because they usually moany pricks.
Ashley
Ashley reckons.
the head off each other again.
Ashley says, with regards to Alisson, he'll end up running a goalkeeping academy in Brazil and creating super keepers with the power of Jesus behind them. Look,
Beyond something there.
yeah, you could be because he is. That's the only thing I think that might take him away from Liverpool is going home to Brazil. That's where that's just my point of view, and probably it's a bit more in hope that he doesn't go out and play in Real Madrid or Barcelona or someone like that. He stays with us to the end, but it puts us 1-0 up. West Ham get their equaliser though, Emma. And I'm going to say it now. I just think it's a really good goal, and I have to give a shout to Jarrett Bowen because I think
It's a great goal.
he's a really, really good player.
Yeah, I think he's excellent. The only problem with him is his father-in-law, Danny Dyer.
I like Danny
So
Dyer.
Danny Dyer's all
I
right.
like Danny. I like Danny Dyer.
He's a plastic geezer. He puts it
he's
on a
not.
bit.
He
does.
doesn't.
He puts
He's
it
a
on
proper
bit.
geezer.
He does.
Proper geezer, him.
He does.
Fucking insult to Danny Dyer. What's going on? We're going to have a
My
little
favourite thing
tangent
about
here.
Danny Dyer was the time he went to cover the Old Firm derby, and your man Kevin Bridges tells a brilliant story about it, where he's up outside the ground about 4 hours before kick-off going, let's go out to kick-off here, and there's a fella just walking by with a sandwich going, oh, he's a Rangers fan, and he's like, Kevin Bridges tells a brilliant story about Danny Dyer, but go on, talk to us about the goal.
You referred to the lads who crashed the planes into the Twin Tower as slags. Freaks me not out that them slag flew 2 planes into the building.
Yeah. He would have got sausage of the
man.
week at some
What a
stage,
man.
wouldn't he? He definitely would have got sausage of the
100%.
week. Yeah, he would.
Yeah, right, Emmy, he's a fucking idiot.
No. I'm just saying he hams you up.
No,
Get
you're
more
right.
out, you see
Yeah,
more.
listen,
I
you
think
called him
Dyer
a fucking idiot.
autobiography.
We're backing you now, Emma. Right, come on.
I think he hams it up a bit. That's all. But
You're
I
basically
don't
saying
think the
he's a
ball is.
fucking
I don't
idiot.
think the ball is meant for Bowen. I think it's actually I think the cross might be mishit. Who was a shoe check that crosses the ball in?
Kufal.
Kufa. And I don't think it's meant to go where it is, but to get down, it was an unusual thing to do to try and get down with your head. But he places it well right into the bottom corner. But He's lucky he didn't get William Gallas. Remember William Gallas smashed John Terry in the head? He's lucky he wasn't a foot closer to Van Dijk, because his head would have ended up on top of the fucking main stand. It was very, very lucky, but it was a great finish, I have to say. Very brave, yeah.
It was a good finish, and I think every time I kind of see Bowen, there's just different parts of his game that I like. You know, like if you see the start of that, he's not out wide. He's actually in the middle of the pitch, getting that header down to, I think it might be Antonio, who plays out wide, and just there's a variation to his game.
Space, by the way,
there's a very Robert. Someone says it there. Brian Murphy says Robert plays him onside from the long ball, but in fairness, right, he stays onside, or Robbo's a bit deep, or whatever it might be. But it's just variation to Bowen's game that I probably didn't think was there last year, the year before. It's a massive variation and maybe a bit more freedom from West Ham now to say, come off that right hand side and do a bit more. And he is doing it, in fairness to him. He's a very intelligent footballer. I think people just think pace. But he's a really intelligent footballer. I think he played really well today. And a shout out to Paqueta, because a lot of people have mentioned Paqueta was excellent for West Ham today as well. He's a really good player, but he's going to be banned for about 7 years, so there's no point in talking about him.
He's quality, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a really good
player. He was on the losing side today, but he looked like the best player on the pitch for large parts. He was fucking brilliant. Yeah. You could see why City were willing to go that high for him.
Yeah. Red Hiker says it's a brilliant header. West Ham deserved to win 1-1 at half time. Yeah, I think that's fair. Paqueta's getting a bigger band than Tony, says Lewis Scott. He'll be a hammer for a while, yeah.
What's the odds on that?
Hey. Look at Emma trying to redeem himself after calling Danny Doyle a wanker.
It's not going to work.
But look, it goes in at half time. It's 1-1. But Liverpool come out in the second half, and I think they started throwing the screw a little bit fairly quickly. And let's talk Nunez. I'm delighted for this fella. I'm fucking delighted for him. He's getting goals. He scores that penalty during the week. He has a header from a yard. That's how your man saves it. He has a brilliant volley during the week, actually, coming over his shoulder. He takes it down his chest and hits it, and only if your man gets in the way, it's flying in the top corner. He's involved in the goal for Salah. He's involved in the second goal the other night as well. So he's
brilliant for the second goal.
Yeah. So I'm really delighted for him, but he misses a great chance early today, Shani. But then he does something like that. Excuse me, I'm actually dying on screen here. But Shawnee, he misses a great chance, and then McAllister's given a bit of room. The ball is outrageous. The ball is. And people think it's a clip ball. Watch it back. The way he just puts everything that's needed on that ball for Nunez, and then Shawnee, he doesn't slash at it. He doesn't take a touch. He doesn't look for anyone else. He just goes, I'm going to guide this into that corner, and we're going 2-1 up. Delighted for him, Shawnee, and I think everyone is.
Yeah, I think, look, last year with Nunez, it was kind of like we were all backing him. And to be honest with you, I still even think he gets different critique to every other player in the league.
100%.
He became a bit of a meme, sort of, early. Like, it was fucking, when you think about it, like, he was being judged off a 15-minute cameo in a pre-season game against Palace. And then it just snowballed from there. And people kind of latched onto it. Even who was the last home game he played?
This season?
Yeah, not before West Ham.
Villa.
Wolves.
Yeah, he misses a chance about Villa.
Away to Wolves, yeah.
No, and the commentator says, commentator says something like, "Oh yeah, that's back to the Darwin Nunez that we know." And
well, Gary Neville done it to him away to Newcastle.
What sort of fucking rubbish is this? Well, isn't it? He gets different scrutiny to every other player in the league. And I'm being honest when I say that, because if anyone's watched City this season, the chances Haaland has missed, the amount of times Haaland has missed from 5 yards out the back. And look, that's not saying Haaland is a shy player, but nobody cares about it. But it's everything that we needed to see improve for Darwin Nunez has improved tenfold. His hold-up play, his defensive work, like you said, his involvement in the goal last week, where he drops in, takes a little touch, beats a defender, plays it off and spins out and creates room for Gravenberch. The third goal against Wolves, he bullies Dawson. He's starting to bully defenders.
Yeah.
He's playing with a smile on his face now, whereas he looked like the temperamental child with all the talent in the world last year that if it didn't come off from him, he was fucking... head was down and he was shaking his head, and the body language just didn't look like it was correct. But looking at him now, he's playing with a smile on his face. You can hear Klopp talking about him on press conference saying he's trained brilliant all week. He's walked his way into this team.
Yeah.
I think that's our best starting front three at the moment.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely brilliant. He slashes at the one today where it's a brilliant pass from Salah. For a striker, you have the ability to find yourself in 6 yards of space in the box is a talent in itself. That's not just something that happens normally. That's naturally the knack that he has. He swipes at it and it goes wide, but he's smiling when he misses it. You can see it in
That's
his face.
the key, isn't it?
And he takes his goal fucking brilliantly well. He's just a nightmare to play against, Gav. He's an absolute nightmare to play against. And the fact that people go over top in the criticism makes his goals hit like absolute crack. Because there's nothing like it when he scores. A celebration and all today. All the lads run. But he seems to have a really good relationship with McAllister and Diaz. Obviously helps with the language, but it's a fucking brilliant pass on McAllister. It's like, do you ever play like night owls or five-a-side and there's a 40-year-old bloke who comes up and all the boys are saying, watch this fella, he used to play League of Ireland and nobody can get near him. And he just has all the time in the world to just pick a pass like that and you're going, how is that so simple?
Yeah.
The most impressive thing about that goal to me is that Diaz is not even moving when McAllister plays that pass. It's not like he goes, I'm going into that space. It's just McAllister goes, I'm going to put that in there and you do what you want with it. It's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. And there was people getting on top of McAllister because his goal, his performances haven't warranted output. That's his fourth assist. He was fucking... It's brilliant. I absolutely love Darwin Nunez. And like, there's a little bit in me where it's kind of like, when's the next time I get to watch Darwin Nunez play football again? And I know it was kind of the same last year when it wasn't happening for him. And it was kind of like, we get to see Nunez. I hope he shakes that chaos tag. I think he can cause absolute murder.
He will shake
the next two games. I think the next two fixtures are the two type of fixtures where you see Nunez explode.
Yeah, league fixtures.
Yeah. Away from home in them games where he's just lightning. He's lethal. I love him. And if you're playing the new FIFA, he's fucking unreal in that as well.
I think he will lose that mayhem or whatever tag you want to give him. Right? I think they'll lose it because of what Chris Brack and others have said here. He says total Darwin performance, presses very well, linked up improving massively, misses a sitter and then scores a quality goal. Now, if you go back a year, right, pressing wasn't great, but the link up was hit and miss. Missing a couple of chances, scoring some quality goals, but when you start to add in the pressing and the linking up, that chaos thing theory disappears. Because it's not like, he's just doing this one thing every 10 minutes and look, isn't it all mad? He's not. He's quietly going about his business now. And, pinning someone said earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm forgetting your name because it's moved out the screen, but pinning defenders now and saying, come on, come on and fucking get physical here. Like your man at Wolves he just threw your man out of the way out against Wolves last week. Just get the fuck, you know what I mean, and goes and plays and we score. I
think he's improved, but we've also kind of got used to how he wants to play or how we should play with him. I don't think we knew. Like he was out on the left last year. We didn't really know what.
Klopp says it earlier in the season, Emma. He said he's not in the team because we're still trying to get him to work on the link up and the pressing and working as a unit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doubting.
And that's
everything has improved.
He has to play his way in. And look, Klopp was right.
He came into a shit show as well last
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
But I just think we've like, as much as he needs to get used to the team, I think the team needed to get used to him as well.
Yeah.
The beauty with Nunez, what I find, and it was touched on, he misses chances. Now they're getting treated differently. Shani touched on it there. The commentary I seen today, he misses the chance that he slashes wide, and he went on again. On the typical Nunez, he's no composure, blah blah. Jared Bowen gets a header up the other end straight after that, heads it straight at Alisson. It's actually a bad miss in my opinion. And they were going on about, it's a good chance. And the way his chance was treated, and it was a much easier fucking chance. Nunez gets lashed there, but then takes it. Nunez, even last season, missing chances doesn't bother him, and that's the sign of an elite striker. And you might think, oh, last season he missed an awful lot, but he still kept getting into positions. He still kept running. He still kept trying, and never gets him down. You think back right to this one always sticks in my mind as a player. One for the kids, Adi Akinboye signed for Leicester back in 2001, I think it was. And he's a big money signing at the time, 5 million, 5.5. I know it sounds mad, but it was a huge signing. Went to them from Wolves. And you saw week by week that chap's confidence. Absolute. I've never seen anything like it. This fella was missing chances, and his confidence, you could see the fella dying inside every single week. It was actually very sad to see the fella. He was getting abuse. Actually, against Liverpool, I think he misses 4 sitters, and that was it. They fuck him out. But you've seen his head going down every single time that he missed a chance. Nunez laughs and smiles. He's like, I'll get another one. And last season, he was making a lot of it himself. This year, he's part of a team, and you're seeing a different beast. And you're going to see a different beast. Like I said, last year he came into Liverpool. We were a shit show last year. Not just him having to come into that. We weren't a great team. He went to Benfica. He had a poor first season at Benfica. And the second season, he explodes, and that's when we buy him. I think we're going to see the same out of him. I think he's going to hit over 20 goals this season, all competitions. I think he's ready to take that jump. And when you see him, Shawnee's right, it's not just Captain Chaos, running around. That's an insult. Do you know what I mean? That he just goes in there and, causes problems. We're seeing a player who's absolutely terrorising defenders. Terrorising them because he can battle them in the air, like the Dawson one. Dawson's a good defender on Wolves. He's a tough fucker. He can hold players off. He got marmaladed by Nunez and then spins off and runs. He'll beat you on the ground. He'll muscle you, and he's going to put end product on that. We're seeing a lot more, whether it be assists and goals. I think you're seeing the evolution. Someone said it in there, the evolution of Darwin. It's good to see this.
They did say then they were going to get a coat.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it was a good one. I thought
you liked it,
did
you,
Keith? I liked it. But no, I think we're seeing a player that's ready to explode now, and I think it's
he's a joint top scorer.
Is he?
Top scorer on 4 goals. He's a goal every 72 minutes. Next closest is Salah on a goal every 138 minutes.
Yeah,
Salah's fake though. Salah's not real.
Yeah, Salah's a bit of a joke as well. LFC Monty says, I'm sold on Darwin. Wasn't sure at first, but he has something different in that he can control the ball still going towards goal, i.e. in the direction of the keeper, causing defenders to turn rather than shuffle. I think, just finally on him, for me, he does come into a team last season that's a bit all over the place, right? And I think that's fair to say. But I think what you're finding here is that players and the team are looking better because Liverpool are that bit unpredictable. Now, I'm not saying they're unpredictable because do they know what they're doing? They're just throwing teams out and they're unpredictable because Liverpool last season, whether you watched them on TV or in the ground, you went, that's 4-3-3, and every team knows what it is, and every team knows, funnel the ball to this certain player, and then we'll press and we'll nullify Liverpool. And it was all very rigid. Whereas I think this season, even if you look at, I think Robertson hasn't been great at times this season, right, for me, but he's starting to come on a little bit. You look at the midfielders, that rotation in midfield, where did he go? Where did he playing? And if you put that into opposition's minds, it works its way up the pitch into your forwards. Salah coming in, Salah dropping deep, Nunez, whoever it might be. And I think the fact that there's a confidence in Liverpool and they're comfortable with being a lot more fluid than they had been last season, I think is really helping the likes of Darwin Nunez and others.
We stopped just fucking crossing the ball into the box for him home. You get his head on it. He didn't play like that at Benfica. Darwin is an off-the-shoulder striker.
Yeah.
The way Torres was, where you're getting defenders torn and playing him in behind, and if it's a foot race, I'm sorry, it's over. He's just that fucking quick. The goal today is a ball that's in over the top. You know what I mean? It's like we weren't using. It was like when we bought fucking Benteke and just we bought. Who did we buy? We bought Stuart Down to cross the ball into fucking Andy Carroll.
That was the crack, wasn't it?
He kept cutting inside and shooting. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't do him any favours last year. He missed a fucking a heap of chances. He's gonna miss loads of chances. It's the type of player he is. I'll worry about Darwin when he's not getting chances. That's when I'll start worrying about.
Wait till Trent is throwing similar balls to McAllister's today into him when he's back.
Yeah.
Thor says, listen to the Villa podcast. They reckon it's very unfair that Liverpool have an actual racehorse up front that scores goals. Yeah, the Villa podcast is brilliant, in fairness. It's very, very funny. Conan, that's been on here a few times, runs that with his brother. It's his brother.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And they're very, very good. And they're very, very good when they win, and they're very, very good when they lose. Because they just abuse Villa from a height, but then they'll abuse everyone else as well. It's really good. Check that out. We talked about minutes and players and rotation and stuff like that, but then you see today, Keith, Gravenberch, Jota, do you know what I mean? We're able to bring these players on. Kanate, Elliot, rest, fine. And that brings me from right back at the very start. You were saying this might suit us. If we play it right, it can suit us, all right? But the strength that was there to say, let's bring Ryan Gravenberch on, who I think was quite impressive during the week. People were saying, he was getting pressed and losing it. He's going to. These fellas are like lunatics running after him at the weekend or during the week, but he gets a brilliant assist, and there's some nice touches there from him. Jota is just, he's so fucking intelligent as a footballer. He's so intelligent in everything he does. But it's great to bring them off the bench. Jota makes it 3-1, and it's a handy last, 10 minutes, including injury time.
Yeah, it's. I mentioned it before, when we had the Mane, Firmino and Salah front three, you were relying on two of the three to be on it. Because if you could let one of them have an off day and the other two would pick up the slack. And on the days when two of them were off it, we were fucked. And it didn't matter if it was Mane and Bobby that were off it. There was too much on Mo. Teams would get Mo marked out of it, blah, blah. We were bollocks. This year, we saw last week when Gakpo scores off a Jota pass and the two of them get the curly finger straight away, and you're bringing in Darwin, who's impacting later on. This week you see Jota coming in and scoring a goal. The strength we have now in that five, because look, I said it and Shawnee said it, I think that's our best front three. I think Diaz offers a great get out ball. He's electric on the wing. I think he's our best option out there. I think Nunez is the best centre forward, but I think Jota as an impact sub is the best maybe attacking sub that we have, which is sort of damning with faint players for him.
He's the best finisher we have.
I think he can impact the game when you want to throw him in. I don't know about Gakpo in that sense. I think Gakpo's a very intelligent player. He's very Dutch player with him being Dutch, that would explain that. But he keeps that ball.
Dutch, it would be very
he keeps the ball. He's very smart with the ball. Gravenberch's the same as well. He keeps the ball. He doesn't give it away much. And you'll see that as he settles into the team. They'll hold on to the ball. They'll do very well with it. But Jota is a goal scorer. And when a chance drops, I only looking at something the other day. It was the Spurs game from last season when fucking Richarlison scores. And it cracks up to Jota then up the end. And he scores a ridiculous goal. And you're looking at him in left foot, right foot, header. It doesn't matter what it falls to on this fella. He is a serial killer when it comes in front of goal. And I know he had his drought last year where he wasn't scoring goals and injuries were playing into that. You know what I mean? But I just think if you get a fitting forward in Jota who can come off your bench, it's night and day to having to bring in, and no disrespect to Origi and Minamino, but you're bringing in a player who can win a game for you. And to have that is lethal, to have them options up there. And if the Nunez things, if he runs into a barren spell, you bring Jota or Gakpo into the team. And that's the beauty of having the five of them, even without looking at Ben Doak, because Salah just wants to play every bleeding minute. But you have options there that you can bring in and can impact the game if someone's having it. Like, you're taking off two of your front three and you're bringing in players that are absolute quality. And I think that's very important going forward.
I think, yeah, and I think, but like, I think if we're looking forward to Spurs and Brighton away, I think, as our next two league games, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gakpo start both of them. Simply because they might go and, right, we want to nullify somebody deep in their midfield, and Gakpo can go and do that. And then you walk the game and you walk it, and then you bring Darwin on with 20 to go, and then he hurts them. But that's the thing. The difference in the players we have, I think, is brilliant. Jota can go out left. Like, Jota was amazing when he came on against Newcastle. 10 men, he comes on, and he's meant to be playing down the left-hand side, and he just picks up a big circle from left right into the middle of the park and says, that's where I'm going to be. And when I get it, I'm not losing it, and I'm going to hurt him. And he was amazing. Gakpo very rarely loses the ball because with him being Dutch, he's very Dutch, right?
It's the
So he keeps the
Dutchness
ball.
overall.
So, you know, the sort of way. And it's just the variation is brilliant. Ben Doak plays during the week, and I thought he was really good. The only thing about Ben Doak is that he has to play a bit more, I think, to get that link-up play going, because it all looks a little bit individual with Ben Doak, where it's like, oh, he's going to take on a fella here now and try to do this, whereas Ben Doak will learn to just pop it to someone, get it back, and he'll take 2 players out of the game, and then he's up against 1 player rather than 3 facing him. And I just think it's the strength there is massive, and they're all really good players, but the variation, I think, is huge for certain games. You know, even when we were at our best, you would go in and go, you know what, these find a way to nullify us. Ajax were very good. Ajax were very good against Salah and Mane and Firmino at going, listen, we're going to... There was one game at Anfield where your man plays at right back. He's with Torino now, and he's brilliant. He's brilliant against
He's
Mane.
only about 17.
Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, but the variation I think we have now, and the quality within that variation, I think is exceptional. And I have no problem with who starts up front now, because I know there's 2 other lads sitting there ready to come in and go, I'll change this fucking game for you, no problem, in any situation. And the Newcastle one is the telling one, because Nunez comes on in Newcastle, Jota comes on at Newcastle, and you look at the involvement they have again as 10 men, and they go and win a game. So it's just brilliant to see.
On Doak, I'd love to see him get minutes at the end of games. You know, when games are won, put him in there and just blood him in, because he is different. He's not like the other players. He is a winger. He'll drive at defenders. He'll make defenders uneasy, and he has to learn. Because what we don't want is just to rely on the 5 of them and then 1 or 2 pick up a knock.
He'll play during the week.
Down. I think give him as many games as you can and get that young fella in, because if you get him in as a you know, a dark horse in your team that you can throw in, no fullback wants to be facing him after 80 minutes getting fucking roasted, and then you've this young fella coming on just driving at you, little barrel driving at you and driving to skin you. Like, no defender wants that. And I think it'd be good just to manage him a bit better.
Well, I think you're going to see a very similar side, I think, to what you've seen against that last crowd on Wednesday against Leicester. And of course, then it is Spurs, then it's another European game, and then it's Brighton, isn't it, in that order. So they're 2 big, Shawnee said it very early on, the next 2 games away. Shape our season, probably not, but it'll give you a really good idea as to, are we really serious about what we're trying to do here? Because if Liverpool go with 22 points out of 24 after going away to Brighton, going away to Newcastle, going away to Chelsea, and going away to Spurs, you could probably say they are serious about what they're trying to do here. We're going to leg it, because I'm literally dying to death. I'm going to be honest with you. Rest of the week.
We're not going to say anything about Joe Gomez, Curtis Jones.
I thought Gomez was excellent today. I thought he stepped into the Trent role, didn't he, in midfield? And I thought he was excellent.
I think honestly, I think that definitely would the shout out to pair them.
Yeah, but walk away.
I thought Gomez was brilliant today. Don't fancy him as a right back. Thought he was excellent, and Curtis Jones as well is making me eat my words every other week. He's in Liverpool starting 11 now going forward, I think, until something changes.
And you're not worried about it when you see him there, and you know it's not like, oh, for fuck, Curtis Jones. You're looking and you know what he can bring. I'm in a WhatsApp group that use lads will know, and a certain expert Photoshopper wasn't happy about Curtis Jones, calls him the handbrake, and he was asking the question, like, lads, why he's taking so much out of the ball? Like, he can get somewhere in 2 touches, but he's taking 5. But he's keeping the ball an awful lot of the time, and he's getting us up the pitch. He protects the ball very well, and he's not Dutch. And that's it. You know, it's weird that he's not Dutch, and he does that Dutch thing.
Hoyt was Dutch, and he was I seen better ball control on Bladen.
Off a brick
I'm
wall.
only grinning because I'm gonna get his cancelled.
Yeah, I know. But maybe the thing with Gomez for me is that they simplified it for him. I think they tried to do something at Wolves last week where you're like, that is not him. You know, I'm all for trying to play, you know, certain ways, and Gomez trying to go in and do that. But listen, that's like asking Mo Salah to go centre half, because when Van Dijk was suspended, it just doesn't work. You know, I'm all for sticking to what you believe in, but when you simplify it for Joe Gomez, I'm not a fan of him at right back either, because I just don't think he sees enough over his shoulder at times as a right back. And funny enough, when I think of Joe Gomez as a right back, I think of him away at West Ham, believe it or not, a couple of seasons ago, when can't remember your man's name, of course. The really good fella that got a bad injury. Little Argentinian fella, Lanzini.
yeah.
Him. But when it's simplified, it's great. Curtis Jones, I think, has just learned to be what he needs to be, right? He wants to, like, Curtis Jones used to be a wide man, a 10, is he this drifting kind of free roller? And now it's like, you go in there, this is what we do, we rotate, you're going to do bits of this guy, and he's learned. And I think he's finally listened, and I hope, my biggest thing with Curtis Jones is that he stays fit, because he's still growing, he's still maturing, he picks up these injuries every now and then, and probably keeps him out a little bit longer than he should. But I think if he gets a good run, you're seeing him, he's protecting the ball really well, he's moving it very well, he's moving it quicker, and he's part of a team now where you're not afraid of him if we're goal down where Curtis Jones in there with his head goal. No, he's been involved the way it was when we went to goal down. He's been involved there today when we're pegged back, and I think he's been really, really good, and he's just another option. The more options you have, the less people know what you're going to do, and I think that's huge. Any more players we want to talk about before?
Chris Golding is a bit scathing about Curtis Jones in the chat. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but a 3 out of 10 player who disappeared at Celtic and be Fulham now, I think that's very harsh. I think Curtis Jones has really, really stepped up in the last 9 months, and I think he's becoming as I said, you're looking at him in the team now, and you're happy with it. I looked at that midfield today and I'm like, yeah, okay, not a bother with that. You go. And that's against West Ham, who were a tough, doggy team. And you're happy with Curtis Jones in there. So I know you're saying he left the ball short, but Jesus, all players leave a ball short. McAllister gave away a lot today, and he was great as well.
I'd say one thing about Chris Golden. He's pretending to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan in the chat, so he's obviously a sausage. Because there's no way he can follow.
Now Chris is alright. Chris has been on a couple of times.
Nobody who's not from Kansas follows the fucking Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're off the bandwagon, you're bleeding sausage.
Sausage Sunday.
Yeah, he's giving it to Chris now. No, look, I think fair enough on Gomez and fair enough on Jones, and you know what? Let them quietly go under the radar. If Gomez has to come in and play again and just has a good game, that's absolutely fine. I don't want to see heroics out of these players. I just want them to come in and play their game and move on. That's what I really want. We're all Liverpool players. Just do it efficiently, and you'll win the vast majority of games. Rest of the week, winners and losers tomorrow. Yeah, Wednesday we will have full-time reaction to Liverpool against Leicester. Thursday we will be looking back on the Premier League week. What day do we play Spurs? I want to say
Saturday, 5:30.
Saturday, 5:30. So we will be on Saturday, and we will be back on Sunday as well. Anything else before we go, Emma?
No, all good. Just I agree with you. I think the team on Wednesday will be very similar to what we had on Thursday, but it's bar Doak. It's made up of the first team squad. It's just rotated. You don't see, like this time last year with no Keita and no Ox, you are bringing in possibly the likes of a Martin or a Bobby Clark or things like that. You're actually you're a lot stronger now, even though you're essentially weaker you're supposedly weaker in the League Cup. You can fully rotate and still have a really strong side.
Yeah, and I think Wednesday to Saturday it's another 3-day turnaround, so it's one of those. What are you laughing at?
He's slagging me.
Stephen, 3 out of 10 supporter.
Oh, well. But will Chris Golan disappear at Celtic, or is he Fulham level? I don't know. Johnny,
Chris Golding is actually sound. I've met him.
Chris is a good lad,
yeah.
Chris can take a bit of slagging, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, of course he can.
He says he watches the NFL to see what sunshine looks like, which is fair. Johnny, anything else before we go?
No, yeah, some mad passes in the chat.
That's a great crack. So the only reason we stay on YouTube, I keep saying
absolute asylum it is. I'm not joking. Yeah, that comment section is an absolute asylum. All good things. So now, that's it. What's that? The Prime Energy Drink Cup on Blade Tuesday or something.
Carabao still hosting, yeah?
Yeah, what the fuck? Has anyone ever drank Carabao? Never even seen it. No. Never even. They've absolutely ruined that tournament.
I love the way Klopp calls it the Carabao.
Yeah.
Does he call it that?
Carabao Cup. Yeah.
I'm playing Carabuncle Cup. Get up, Elvis.
We'll see on Wednesday who they bring out. We'll see. Keith, anything else before we go?
No. What's this? Right, there's a burner in that bleeding chat, right? There has to be a burner.
He's coming out with mad gear, isn't he? I know.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
read out the
No,
name.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's a burner.
Anything else before you go?
No, nothing really. Like I said, enjoyed the Reds, enjoyed that the positivity that's around it, which hasn't been there, wasn't there last year. It's getting back, and it's great to see, because I think what we're seeing, hopefully, is Liverpool back to being the ones chasing City. No disrespect to Arsenal, but I think we're seeing Mikel Arteta's mentality. Meerkats are going to drop a lot of points at home throughout the season. Where it is.
I'm getting giddy now, boys. Man,
He's on the
I was running one the other day, 3 out of 10.
He tried a Carabao the other day, 3 out of 10 at best. Mark Simon says Carbonara Cup. Veranda Chase says it will always be the milk cup in my eyes.
Yeah,
Don't get milk in your eyes. That's a bit weird. The Carabuncle Cup says Red Hoy. 3 out of 10 cats says Andwango. Oh, it's all going off here now.
What a chat. Chat.
Chris Bracker's reminded me, because he messaged me about it earlier. The women's show is being recorded this week as well. And we're hoping to have some extra women's content as well on top of the show that he is recording. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks a million to everyone in the chat. Thanks a million to Emma, Keith,
it's been lively.
Sean, it's been lively. We found out the Dutch people are indeed Dutch. We found out that Chris Golding,
like them nippy Carpathians all over.
Yeah, Chris Golding's taking
like where in the world, isn't it? We know our blade stuff here. We know our geography.
Chris Golding Cup. He's being absolutely hammered, but he's taking it well. He's taking it well. But that's it. That has been the Fatback 4 for our Sunday night. Now we can all head off and check if Antonio is all right. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.